Well, my next guest says he is the first openly gay man from Saudi Arabia. Wajeeh Lion is a journalist and an international human rights activist, and he joins us tonight from Kansas in the United States. Great to see you again. Thank you for being with us. So you had that report. Do you think Saudi Arabia is moving away from the strict interpretation of Islam that is Wahhabism, and could that open the door to a more compassionate society in Saudi Arabia?
First of all, let's take back and look at the Saudi constitution and see what the constitution say. The constitution derives itself from the Sharia and Quran and Sunnah, that is from the interpretation of the Wahhabist ideology. So any changes that need to happen starting from the constitution. We've had close to a century of Wahhabist ideology being pumped into the Arab Gulf and the rest of the world, causing mayhem and extremist ideologies to come out from these corners of the world. On the other hand, the changes that we are hearing about, they're all cosmetic, they're all whitewashing, trying to attract foreign investors and foreign tourists to come to the kingdom. Let's not forget that we've had 2 transgender women executed in the last 2 years, and we've had the prominent members of the LGBT community arrested in Saudi Arabia, like Suhail Jamil Jiddan and Tariq Aziz, that have been pro-Saudi government, and yet they have been arrested just because they are members of the LGBT community. So the struggle is real, and the changes that we're seeing only are for the Western world. And the biggest example for that is that when the Saudi Crown Office reached out to Outright, a nonprofit organization that advocates for the LGBT community, and they asked specific training for the Ministry of Entertainment and the Ministry of Tourism in order to learn how to treat foreign visitors to the kingdom from the LGBT community. Now, that has been, we've reached out to Outright, and they said that we cannot confirm or deny these allegations. And on the other hand, the Saudi government has refused to comment on that issue.
Okay, but if they are attracting foreign investment and foreign visitors, do you not think you might see a situation like you see in the UAE, where, you know, more expats will make the kingdom more westernized and more open to Western tolerance?
It might seem that way, and it might be a step toward that direction, but in the reality, it ends up being okay for Westerners to come in and be gay. But by the end of the day, for us as Saudis, for us as human beings, we're not allowed to be gay. We're not allowed to be queer. We're not allowed to be human as we are. So there's more complexities to this issue, and people just assume that it's a step toward the right direction when there's a lot more layers to the issues.
And it's not just Saudi Arabia, is it? I mean, it's illegal to be gay today in 2022 in Syria, Egypt, Gaza, Iran, Qatar, Oman, the UAE, Yemen. Why is the region so behind when it comes to LGBT rights?
That's a good question. The region has been there's 2 things. First of all, we have a system that doesn't have protection or leadership for majority and protection for the minorities. We essentially have dictatorships in all of these countries, and including authoritarianism, including religious extremism. None of these factors help with an environment that allows for the LGBT community to grow. But there is a huge underground LGBT community in the Arab Gulf that is active. And the biggest example of that Saudi Arabia at least is trying to show is one of their Saudi princes, Fahad bin Abdulaziz, is a queer Saudi prince that was showcased almost at the Middle East in Riyadh in front of Bloomberg as we are trying to improve. Again, it's just trying to show an image.
Okay, Wajeeh, Leon, thank you very much indeed. Let's hope there are brighter days ahead. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us, Wajeeh, Leon, there.